happened, this entire suspension has not been because a patient has complained that you discriminate against them or you didn't give them good medical treatment. This is
No.
purely anonymous people online who have found
Yeah.
you and targeted you.
Yeah, in my case, yes, that's right. So it was all outside of work. And I think that's what's really quite troubling about this whole thing, is that it's showing that there is no longer this clear demarcation between your professional life and your home life or your personal life, that the professional bodies and employers and so on can now intrude on what you do at home, wearing your pajamas,
Yeah.
and they can hold you accountable for those things and fire you and discipline you and so forth, even when you're not at work. They feel they've got this complete ownership over you. The same thing happened with Israel Folau, the rugby player. The things he got in trouble with were not on field. They had nothing to do with his teammates. They had nothing to do with any of the referees or anything to do with the game. It was something he said on his personal, page or whatever. But they now believe that they have ownership of you in that sort of 24/7 way, where what you do and say, even at home, in the middle of the night when you're not at work, falls under their jurisdiction, so to speak. So
no one has complained about you, and you as a doctor. It's honestly shocking. And I remember reading somewhere that you shared maybe something from One Nation, from Mark Latham possibly, and that came up in the investigation. And all I thought was, he's an elected politician in Australia, an elected one. He's represents our political parties over here, and you're not even allowed to share some of his content. I know you shared some things from the Daily Wire and some other conservative sites, and these are all things, am I right, that came up in this investigation?
Yeah, they've come up. Yep. So there's stuff a whole lot of stuff which I've shared, and often without even adding any of my own comment. Things from the sorts of places you mentioned: Mark Latham, Matt Walsh, Ali Stuckey, and websites like Public Discourse and the Gospel Coalition, and even the Australian Christian Lobby and Lyle Shelton, sharing their blog articles and so on. It's all been captured in the net, and because it's about topics like sexuality, gender, gender identity, and transitioning of gender and so forth. They've captured all that and said, you can't say those things, you can't share those things. Those are things that it's against against the I guess the rules of the not that these rules are really stipulated anywhere, but